for individual items, and then a final rating that sums everything up. How do you use a rating scale well and make meaningful distinctions in individual performance? On a 5-level rating scale, how do you differentiate between someone who's on the high end of the 3 category and someone whose performance has genuinely earned a 4? I will show you how. Finally, how do you talk with someone who works for you about his performance? Whether the meeting is the fairly formal annual performance review where you go over the appraisal you've written, or the spontaneous coaching and feedback sessions that good managers routinely provide. You'll need to have useful conversations that result in people's doing their jobs better and working more effectively with others on your team. In other words, this is a book for managers and supervisors, people who have to direct the performance of others and do all the tasks that an organization's performance appraisal process requires. I hope the book is helpful to HR managers, training specialists, and senior executives, but those are not this book's primary audience. My goal for this book is to give supervisors and managers who aren't HR experts a solid guide to handling performance appraisal at an exceeds expectations level. What the book will cover. This book will explain how to handle performance appraisal confidently and successfully, no matter what the organization may be, and no matter where it is located, in the United States and Canada, in Europe, or in Southeast Asia or the Middle East. The performance appraisal process used by the great majority of organizations follows the same pattern. At the start of the year, managers are expected to meet with each of their direct reports for an hour or so. In this initial meeting, they discuss the individual's goals and key job responsibilities. They talk about the behaviors and competencies that are important for the individual's success in getting the job done the way the company wants it done. After this initial planning meeting, individuals go about doing the job. Managers help them succeed by providing feedback on their performance throughout the year and coaching them to help them do better. At the end of the year, managers evaluate how well each member of their team has performed and fill out their organization's performance appraisal form. In almost every case, this involves assigning a rating using a rating scale. After the form has been completed and approved, the manager sits down with each individual, reviews the assessment, and explains the reasons behind the ratings. Once this performance appraisal discussion is over, the process begins anew with another meeting to discuss the goals and expectations for the next year. That's the traditional performance appraisal process. But companies expect managers to do more people management activities than setting goals, filling out evaluation forms, and reviewing appraisals with subordinates. In the final chapter of the book, I will tell you how to handle compensation issues and how to terminate those few people whose performance is so unacceptable that membership in the organization can't be maintained. My goal is not to cover each of these topics exhaustively, but to give you just-in-time, immediately useful suggestions on how to get good at doing each of these additional management responsibilities. I'll have some unconventional advice for you. I'll warn you against leaning too hard on the SMART acronym for goal setting. I'll recommend that you not ask employees to complete a self-appraisal. And I'll tell you why the time-honored sandwich approach to conducting appraisal discussions, in which the manager combines some feedback on the employee's strengths and successes with a review of the areas where improvement is needed, is a really bad idea. Simple, effective, done right. Finally, let me tell you frankly that performance appraisal is strenuous and demanding. It's the Olympic Games of management, and no matter how solid my advice may be, or how skilled you may be as a manager, performance appraisal will always be difficult. I know that some people think that if somehow we get the forms, the procedures, the timing, and the training right, then performance appraisal will be easy. That's a myth. No matter how good a job we do at improving forms and policies,